Done. Okay, here goes. All right. Okay, Debbie, we're live. So I'm just gonna, if we can just share over, I'm just gonna share a few. I've shared this over into a few of my groups. Feel free to do the same if you wish, just to share it onto my main profiles. Let's have a look. So we get as many people as we can.
Okay.
Share on my timeline here. Feel free to do the same if you wish, just to share it on my main profiles. So we get as many people as we can. Okay. Share on my timeline here. Right. I think you've got some interruption in the background there, Debbie.
I think it's just you. Hang on, I'm turning it down. I'm just sharing it.
Okay.
There we go. I've done it. We've shared it to a couple of places.
No, that's okay. To a group. Okay. Right. Just one more share, and then away we go. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, a very, very good evening to you all. Just to introduce myself to you, first of all, my name is Jonathan Waterman. I'm an award-winning wedding and events Toastmaster, a planner, Celebrant, consultant, sales and marketing trainer, booking agent, sponsorship consultant, and more. I love to work closely with all of my clients, offering only a personalised, exclusive, and unique experience. This evening, I'm delighted to be interviewing Debbie Marks. Here is a little bit about Debbie, just a little bio that she provided me. Debbie Marks is a leading event decor expert, designer, planner, and stylist based in the UK. Debbie has been in the events industry for over 23 years and has a real love for all things creative. Debbie is also the CEO of Qube Events and Productions and award-winning creative events and decor. Debbie, with her talented team, plan and styles over 300 events a year across the UK. These include luxury Asian, Greek, and Jewish weddings. Debbie is the official event stylist for the National Wedding Show and a #1 best-selling Amazon author in the book Mumpreneur on Fire 4. Debbie has managed and styled corporate events for some of the UK's major companies, such as BMW, Avon, Mini, and Unilever, as well as styled several celebrity footballers' weddings and the Queen Charlotte's Ball. Debbie is a judge for the Wedding Industry Awards and is an industry speaker. Debbie has a passion for helping others creative entrepreneurs scale their businesses, find their ideal clients, and convert inquiries into sales. If you need someone to push you in the right direction and teach you the lesson of how to create a successful events, decor, stroke hire company, Debbie is your go-to girl. Debbie is the founder of the Event Business Hub. When she's not working, she's spending time doing creative activities with her 2 little girls. So Debbie's websites, for your reference, are www.qubeevents.co.uk, that's QUBE events.co.uk, and www.event-hire.co.uk. I really am honoured that Debbie is happy to be interviewed by me this evening. Following this interview, you will have the chance to ask both Debbie and myself some questions. However, before we start, just have it in your thoughts. We've lost 46,500 people here in the UK and 650,000 worldwide due to this terrible COVID-19 pandemic. So can I ask you all just to keep these people in your thoughts? keep them in your thoughts, and pray for any good health for the families. Pray for these grieving people. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's get started. Debbie, a very good evening to you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for that amazing welcome, and thank you so much for having me. Really nice to chat with you tonight.
That's okay. And how are you?
I'm really good. Thank you. Really good, really good.
Excellent. Well, it's great to be interviewing you. First of all, can I just kindly ask you, Debbie, just to please reiterate and tell people who you are and what you do, and elaborate on the services you provide in detail. Thank you.
Of course, I'm happy to. So I like to call myself a creative. I actually call myself the decor queen. Well, I didn't actually nickname, somebody else nicknamed me that, and I took it on board. I thought I'll go with that. But anything creative, anything when it comes to decor, I love to do for events. So I run events management and decor company Qube Events and Productions. We are based in Manchester. We work all over the UK. And as part of Qube Events and Productions, we have a few different services that we're able to offer our clients. So the main service that we do is event design and styling. So that's where we start with really with our clients. We start with a blank piece of paper and we come up with the whole design and concept and really transform an event space from start to finish, all about making events planning easy and bringing everything to life. And we work in all different types of venues. We work with a lot of stately homes, in some big lavish hotels. We're used to doing big events as well. So we can do a lot of smaller intimate events, and we have been doing that over the past few weeks, especially as we can only hold events for 30 people. We've been doing that recently, but we are known for doing large events for 200, 600. I've done events for 1,000 people before, where we're coming in and we're transforming a space into literally a wonderland of decor, should I say. And that's anything from lavish Asian stages to magnificent dinners, all sorts. And we'll do everything from working into some gorgeous stately home weddings in castles to hotels, or all different sides. We also have a Qube event hire side of the business, where we very much work on a business to business capacity. We're working with majority of the event agencies in the UK, where they can come to us and they can hire decor for their events. So anything from furniture hire to dance floors to linen to glassware, lots and lots of different things, where we have a whole catalogue on our website, which is event-hire.co.uk, and you can basically search by theme or style that you want and pick and choose the decor that you want for your events. And people can either dry hire it from us, where they come and collect it from us and bring it back, or our team can deliver to it, or go out white label on site and set up for people, which we do a lot of the time. So one of our whole ethos is making event planning easy for all our clients. And that's why people, when for those of you who've planned events before, you'll know that you juggle lots of different hats when you're planning events, and you deal with hundreds of different suppliers. And what we aim to do is really kind of make that whole planning process easy. So you have really one point of contact, and pretty much anything that you need to come into your venue, definitely we can take care of all of that for you. So you can you can probably go from 8 suppliers to 1, and that's what we specialize in.
Well, you know what, I think that's fantastic and very kind of empowering to people. What you've actually mentioned, your mission is really fantastic, to be honest with you. And you know, to actually come into a venue and to transform, to transform a space, you know, whether it's for 30 people, 300, 1,000, to have the ability to do that, you must have a very big creative hat, Debbie.
I do. And that's one thing I like best. And my clients will find that I get very excited when I'm designing events for them. And very much it's working together. And clients will come to me quite often with a Pinterest board or with a vision of how their events want to look. So they may have a few pictures, and literally it's like, I often say, my clients say to me, like, it's like you've jumped inside my head and made everything come together. Because quite often clients find it difficult of how to like piece things together, or they know they want something incredible, or they know they want something amazing, but they don't know how to pull it together. And so I like to kind of take all of those ideas and literally bring them to life, pretty much. So
yeah, I mean, it's really a fantastic skill, because in essence, the client's got a vision, the client's got a dream. They've come to you, and you're making that dream realistic. I mean, that is something that, the clients will remember for a lifetime. Really, it's something that'll be in their minds. Not only them, but their guests will remember. It's amazing. I mean, well done, Debbie. I mean, it's fabulous. Can I ask you, how long have you actually been within the wedding industries for, and how did it all start for you, as a matter of interest?
I've been in the events industry for 23 years now, which seems a long time. But I actually started when I was younger. I used to be very involved with youth movements, right, when I was younger, and I got involved with lots of creative events from there. Then I went on to do my degree in event management. From there, I did a 4-year degree in event management in Leeds. And then from there, I went on to various event roles. And I think that's what's got me to where I am today, because I had such a diverse experience earlier on. So I headed up one of the biggest Jewish charities in the UK. So I used to organise all of their big gala dinners, really high profile events in the Dorchester in London, and the Grosvenor Park and Grosvenor House, and all sorts of big lavish dinners. I got involved with there. I worked on the corporate agency side, so very much behind the scenes doing logistics and events. So I used to fly all over the world. I used to cover Europe and South Africa, used to be my patch of doing events. So really high profile clients, really high end customer service was huge in some of my previous roles, which I've definitely brought with me to where I am now. And it's all about the attention to detail and all the different elements of my previous roles I've brought into that. And then I've worked for a law firm doing their marketing and events for them. I've worked for a team building company. And I think I was just looking at, when I first throughout my career, I just tried lots of different areas of the events world to see what really let's say, floated my boat and what I really enjoyed doing. And I got lots of different areas of it. And the one thing that I loved the most was the creative aspect. And some of it I didn't get in my previous roles. I had tasters of it, but some of it was very logistics and heavy corporate basis. But whenever I had a chance to do anything corporate in those roles, that's what I love doing. So that's where I started Qube Events and Productions. And actually, before I had Qube Events and Productions, I was based in London. Not many people know this, but I had a company called Qube Productions initially. And we were a lighting production company. So that's where I learned all my production knowledge. And I had a business partner who owned all the kit and everything. Then I married a Mancunian. I moved up north, and that's where I went my own way. But that's when I bought everything in house and started I wanted to be able to provide the full service and really bring the creative element to it. And when I first started, I just started doing the planning side of events. So I was very much involved in high-end Jewish weddings and bar mitzvahs, which were super creative because everyone wants something completely different. And that's how the side grew. That's the creative side of me grew, and I kept growing. And I was finding as I was doing things, I was having to bring in lots of different suppliers and different things. And you're relying on other people to deliver your vision. And sometimes it's difficult to make sure that everyone's delivering the vision that you want, or if the quality of somebody lets you down, it makes you look bad. So what we started to do is we started bringing things in-house, and it meant that we could deliver to our clients on another level, and be really particular and make sure that our clients got exactly what they wanted. And one of the things that we bought in-house was the ability to create custom decor. So if a client saw something on Pinterest or Instagram and said, you know what, I want something like this and a bit of this and a bit of that, I've got a team in-house that can actually physically make decor from scratch, and it can be finished in all different styles and colors and different things. So it kind of just made the options endless of what we could do, and it's so exciting now because we've taken all of those skills, and if somebody wants something like mirrored finish or like metallic or a customized dance floor, we're able to do that now. So it just gives us a lot more control over delivering a client's vision.
Well, I think, you know what, I mean, I'm just kind of started with what you said, just really taken back, you know, the 22 years, the clientele you've been dealing with, the high-end clientele, you've been to Africa, you've been to Europe, you've worked for law firms, you've done Jewish charities, you've done large Jewish weddings, you've done literally everything. I mean, all I can say, Debbie, you really are the decor and production guru. You know, now you've gone back to you're in Manchester, you've got everything in house, you know, and you're transforming, and you literally can do anything from scratch. So if they have a vision, they want something very bespoke, you can do it, you know.
Yeah.
And I think that's marvelous, to be honest with you. There's not many people like that out there, and you know, you've got a very, very good niche there. I mean, what would you say your 3 unique selling points? What would you really say puts you above the rest?
I would say my creative ability, that I like to, it sounds a bit cheesy this, but as our name is Qube, but I actually do like to think out the box and come up with new and innovative ideas. It's making events planning easy, so everything under one roof. That's a big thing for people, and the amount of time it saves people when they're planning events is huge with it. And people don't realize like how much, or like, if you had to put a value on your time, how much money they can potentially save by having everything under one roof is a huge thing. And then I think our third thing is our versatility of being able to adapt what we do to different things. Because what I like to say with Qube, we're like a Qube family. So when we work with our clients, we don't want to work with them just on their wedding. We kind of want people to become part of the Qube family when they join us. So for example, we might do an engagement party for someone, we might do a wedding for them, we want to be doing their baby shower for them. We want to be celebrating their 40th birthday party. So we want to work with our clients on a journey and become their really event partners for their life. So we get to know them, we get to know what our clients love doing, and we go on a journey throughout their lives with them. So I think that's really important to us, that building those relationships, I'd say, with people, so we can continue working with them.
Well, yeah, I mean, I agree on that, because after the client's event is finished, it's keeping the client informed. I mean, do you go down the road of a mailing list? You send out regular newsletters, that type of thing?
Yeah, we do. We do that a lot. We have. We're really good when it comes to marketing and kind of keeping in touch with our clients. So we do send regular newsletters out. We're constantly doing blogs. We're doing a lot on Instagram. We have a really strong presence on Instagram, letting kind of people know what we're up to and what's going on as well.
Yeah, well, that's always good. I mean, drip marketing is excellent. You know, you've got your clients all there already, so you keep sending them newsletters. You keep them informed of things, of latest developments, and I think that's a good thing. You know, that's very, very, very good. Now, just to ask you, Debbie, what you've covered so far is fantastic, and fantastic for the viewers to listen into. Can I kind of ask, what are your plans for expansion then, and what are your plans for the future?
Okay, it's quite exciting actually. I've got a few things going on at the moment. So during lockdown, I have launched the Event Design and Rentals Business Hub. So this is a business growth community for event designers and rental companies to help grow and scale their businesses. And I feel like I've learned so much throughout the years of growing a business. And I feel like I've got so much to teach. And this time I just want to be, the whole industry now is going through a really, really tough time. Everyone's really struggling, and the whole kind of COVID thing it's really worrying for so many people. So I wanted to create a community that I could help support people through this time, help give them hope, help keep them going and developing their businesses. And already we built a community over 400 people who are really kind of involved and interactive, and it's really nice. And I want to be able to keep doing that and teach people how to grow and scale their businesses. on the Qube Events side of things, you'll see us more around the country. We've got some big new contracts that we're working on where we've got some really nice new venues. Nebworth House is one of our latest venues that we're working with. We're working with Somerset House, lots of big venues around the country. So we will be doing a lot more weddings around the UK, which is really exciting, and also growing our relationships with event agencies, other event decor partners, so we can really support as many other people or other companies with their events, really, so they can take their events to the next level without necessarily having the overheads and everything themselves. Our team can support them with that.
Yeah, I mean that's absolutely great. I mean, you mentioned about groups, about Facebook groups, and you got over 400 people. I mean, I think that's a very, very good thing, because at the end of the day, if you're helping people how to scale, you're giving them advice and everything, it makes you into an influencer, into a market leader in your own right, to be honest with you. You know, it places you on a very, very high level, because you're helping people, and people will look at you as somebody they can go to for advice. So I think you know, very, very big credit to you there as well, Debbie. Well done.
Thank you.
So in terms of travel, obviously I know you're based in Manchester, you travel around the UK, etc. Do you still get involved in a lot of destination weddings? Is there a lot of call for you?
We do a little bit. We don't do loads, but we are happy to do it. If people are willing to pay for us to go abroad, we'll go wherever the event takes us. We've done a handful of events abroad. I'd love to do more. But yeah, if people want the whole kind of creative aspect and the wow factor abroad, but with the kind of the knowledge that everything can come together exactly how you want it, then we have got systems in place to be able to deliver events abroad. So we can do that, and would love to do it, and open to discussions for people with that.
Yeah, well, which is good. I mean, it's I bet it can be a bit of a logistical nightmare, though, can't it? You know, going abroad, and you know, obviously it's weighing everything, make sure it all gets there on time. It must be a bit of a headache. Am I right or am I wrong?
It can be. There's lots of organisation that goes into that and logistics, but that's what we're good at, so we can make it happen. And it's very much a collaborative process. So quite often we may team up with other suppliers, and we'll take big vehicles over. So it's all kind of systematically, it's planned to precision. And we also work with the client to make it the most cost effective way as well, to get decor to clients' events abroad. So yeah, it takes a lot of planning, but it can be done. And yeah, we've done it before, and it does work.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, no, that's great. I mean, just when we were talking, you mentioned Mark Goff just earlier, who's obviously very passionate in his side of things, on the crockery side of things. Do you do a lot with him at all?
We do. Yeah, we do. We work very closely with Mark, and it's great. We've known each other for years, and our businesses have kind of grown very much together. So we're constantly kind of supporting each other, which is really nice. So yeah, it's also just building a nice community of people in the industry that we work with, and it's so important that kind of collaborating with suppliers and having people that you know that you can trust and work within the industry is really good. And we've built up a really established group of friends, I should say, industry friends, and it just means that, you know, when you do events, as you all know, Jonathan, you get thrown lots of things on the day, or lots of different things happen, or different things, and it's really nice that I can pick up the phone to so many different people and troubleshoot all different things should we need to. And I've just built over the years, I've just got a huge network of people in the industry that we can all kind of work and support together with.
No, that's a good thing. I mean, networking is very, very important, you know, and trying to empower others in your sphere of influence is always it's good, and I'm sure it's, you know, it's obviously very, very much appreciated, and vice versa. You know, it is all about trust. It's about trust. It's about reliability. You know, and the big thing comes down to, if the client trusts you in what you're doing, you know that you're giving them value in your product and everything. You've got the reviews, and they're going to come to you, which is great, really. Am I right in saying that?
Yeah, definitely. And you'll see like testimonials is a huge thing for us. And it's just amazing the feedback that we get from our events. And even if you just look at the reviews on our Facebook page, you'll just see like how many glowing reviews. And one of my favorite things with events is like when clients arrive at the venue for the first time, they walk in and they see that, like that, wow, that transformation is such a huge thing. And getting that feedback and the testimonials from clients, I'd say anyone who's doing that, it's so important to get that, because when anyone's looking to buy a service, one of the first things they look for is a company's reviews. So getting those for your clients, like a lot of our clients will automatically email us, but if they don't, because people get tied up with life and different things, and it's not that they don't want to send you a testimonial, it's just that life's got in the way. So sometimes I'd encourage people to go out and ask for feedback, ask for reviews from their clients, because people are more than happy to do it. I've been doing lockdown, I've been doing a few interviews with our clients, past clients, about their whole experience, about working with us.
Right.
Sees quite a few of them on our Facebook page, but it's really nice just hearing from people the whole process of why they chose to book us in the first place, and what a difference it made with booking their events. And for me, like, service is key, and looking after our clients and making sure that exactly what they want is so important. So I think for any business that's watching this, if you've not got testimonials, go get them. Even go get them from other suppliers as well, because you'll work with, when you're going out events, you'll work with other suppliers doing what you want. And if another supplier can give you a recommendation as well, that just boosts your credibility. So yeah, it's really important.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, endorsements are very important from both suppliers and from clients. And I feel obviously the more reviews you've got, especially a good variety of reviews, it'll give trust. As Debbie said there, it'll bring credibility to your brand. So it's certainly very, very, very sound advice that's been given. So just moving on, Debbie, just slightly. Can I ask you then? You've obviously mentioned, you've got plans to grow your business, which is fantastic. What you're doing. Is most of your business, you would say, now word of mouth, or is it through social media, paid ads? What would you say?
It's a mix. I don't do any paid ads. I've actually grown my business, all the inquiries, organically. We do, I'd say, some of our business word of mouth, particularly in the Jewish market, and some of the Asian work is word of mouth. A lot of our work comes through Instagram. We're really hot on our Instagram channel, constantly doing stories and different things. A lot of work comes through there. We also have a really strong presence at the National Wedding Show. So we're the official stylist for the National Wedding Show. So we do 2 big events for them this year. The next one is we're actually in Birmingham this year. They've cancelled the Manchester one, but we're going to be in Birmingham. So we have a really big presence there. So we get quite a few of our clients there, which is nice. So yeah, I say those are the main places, and a lot of people find us through our website as well, through Google. So obviously our SEO and our optimization must be working, because that's how a lot of people find us as well.
Yeah, no, that's very good. It's a matter of staying original, offering the client something different, and it's very important that you keep your rankings on Google as well, really, to be honest with you. So it can be we all know it can be a pain sometimes to keep an addition onto your website, onto your social media, but it does pay off.
Yeah, we find a lot of our venues as well. A lot of our recommendations come from venues that we worked with. So we've built up a lot of relationships with venues throughout the year. So they come through the venues as well. No,
this is fantastic. I mean, you've mentioned Insta and you've mentioned Facebook. You also you mentioned about Pinterest. Now, I think Pinterest is a very good platform, very visual. Shows all the mood boards and everything. Do you do a lot with Pinterest?
Yeah, we do actually. Pinterest is a great platform, and sometimes I think it's been underrated. Where yes, it's great for posting pictures and creating mood boards and all sorts, and when clients come to us. But it's actually a great marketing tool, Pinterest, and it's quite underused in some ways. Like Pinterest is actually, you should see it as a search engine. Because when people search on Google, if you've got a certain, say, for example, you had a mood board on weddings at Petherton Castle, for example, you're going to come up on Google with Pinterest. So it's really, you can use it as a searchable get business and to link through to your website, because when you go onto pins, you can put in URLs of where you want to direct your clients. So it's a really good resource for traffic to your site.
Yeah, no, that's I found that as well. So no, thank you for sharing that. And how about on the B2B side with LinkedIn? You do much on LinkedIn?
We do quite a bit on LinkedIn. We get quite a lot of our corporate work comes through LinkedIn. I'd say not so much on the wedding side, but that's where quite a lot of our venues and our venue contacts are following us, and our corporate clients are on there as well. So yeah, it is a good platform, and it's so important to be as visible as possible. And I think one of the things that I wanted to do during lockdown was I kind of made a promise to myself that one thing that I'm going to do was to be as visible as possible, because I want people to remember us after COVID. Obviously, we've not been able to operate events since March. Who knows how long it's going to be until we can go back full scale doing events, but I want people to remember us. I want to be at the top of people's minds when we come out of this, that they'll remember us. So yeah, I've just been trying to be visible as possible on all our platforms. And I think it's so important for people to try and do that as much as possible.
Yeah, well, no, that's good. That's some very, very good advice there, Debbie. Thanks very much. That's sound, actually. If I can ask you, obviously, you've mentioned your main markets within the wedding and events industry. Going back, you said corporate, Jewish, Asian, Greek, English, etc. But you also mentioned briefly about destination weddings. Obviously, you mentioned you'd like to expand on destination weddings if you could. You'd like to something you would like to look into further. What other markets apart from destination weddings do you feel you would like to break into more?
It's a difficult question. I think I'd like to do more cultural weddings. So I'd just say more kind of Greek, more, I'd say like Nigerian weddings, like African weddings. We do a handful of weddings now in that market, but we could definitely be doing more of them. And I would just say, I'd probably just say more of the higher end weddings that we're doing now. We are doing a lot of them, but we'd just like to do more of that work and more of the custom work. Like we love it when a client comes to us and says, right, I want a 5-meter chandelier on the ceiling of my ballroom, or I want this really kind of unique experience. And I love taking a project where you get those clients that everyone's got a budget at the end of the day, but those clients who've got larger budgets that literally you can go crazy when it comes to the decor, and you're not limited of trying to squeeze everything into a really tight budget, that you can take creativity to another level with it. So I love doing those events, because I've got so many amazing ideas that when the budgets are there, it's incredible what you can create.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, we just had one of our viewers just mentioned something to you. Simon Jordan. Now, I don't know if you've met Simon at all. He's one of the leading pianists within the UK for weddings and events, based in the south of England. Travels everywhere. He said, great interview, guys. A lot of good SEO tips. Keep up the social media work. It really helps with the ranking. Make sure you link to your most popular page as much as possible. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, definitely. If you should know through your, like, if you've got Google Analytics or something on your site, then you'll be able to see which are your popular pages, and then you'll be able to link to those as well. So yeah, I definitely agree.
In the south of England, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, absolutely. What you're saying is, what you said there is great. Now, just moving on to something totally different now, Debbie, if that's okay.
Yeah, of course.
A totally different question. Now, a very, very big question. It's come up a lot since this COVID-19 episode, and everyone's got a different sort of take on it. But I'd like to hear your take on it. And now, do you personally feel that wedding and events insurance should be standard to all clients, and what are your reasons behind it?
Yeah, I think insurance is really important for people to take out for their events, just because you never know what's going to happen with an event. You never know necessarily how your guests are going to behave. So, for example, like you may be in a really nice venue, and a guest damages something really expensive in a venue, or something happens and they behave in a different way, and at the end of the day you're going to be liable for that. Or for example, if something happens to one of your suppliers, or I've heard it before where someone had a suit for their wedding and the day before their suit factory burnt down. You have to go and get something else, and you just never know. And I always say, like, it's better to be safe than sorry, and have insurance, because
I mean,
more than anything.
I'm totally and 100% with you on that. I mean, my take on it personally is, prior to the COVID-19 episode starting, the figures were only 30% of people took out insurance. It's because they wasn't being advised. Now, if people would have booked their insurance up to, say, even a few weeks before COVID-19 started, there were still indemnities for pandemics, John Lewis and a few others, and people started to be paid out. But it's more than that now. I mean, you won't get a insurance cover now for the pandemic, but you'll cover a venue goes bust, a supplier goes back, your wedding dress is ruined. You know, there is so many eventualities that could happen, and and for the amount of money involved, it's a good leverage, isn't it? Really, for your wedding day, leverage as well. If you look at everything else that you've spent.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
Yeah, it's so important, and the cost of it, like, it's minimal cost compared to probably what you're spending with everything else that's going on in your wedding, and it's kind of feel like it's a no-brainer, and you can go into your wedding day with that peace of mind that you've got that insurance there.
Yeah, no, thank you for that. That's very, very valuable what you said there. So I know I've mentioned this to you before, but if you want to elaborate on this bit, has COVID-19 had an impact on your business?
Yes, a lot. Pretty much, when March hit, kind of, it was literally close the doors and nothing happened, and we've probably rescheduled probably over 80 weddings, if not more now. And because we specialize in a lot of the larger events, at the moment there's no sign of what's actually going to be happening, or when we can go back and operate. So a lot of people, we've been really good with our clients, and we've rescheduled everyone, and we've been as supportive as possible to our clients. We haven't charged or anything. We've just transferred any deposits paid straight over to the new dates. And for me, it's quite a difficult time now for brides and grooms. And obviously, it must be traumatic having to move a wedding when you've done so much planning for it. So we've just tried to be as supportive as possible with all of our clients and move them. And obviously, with the events, they will happen. It will come back. It's just a matter of time now. And it's a difficult time for our industry. Like, I have a big team. All my staff are on furlough. We actually got the keys to our brand new event studios the week before lockdown, and so, like, literally everything went on halt there. But we've started, since we've been allowed out the house, we've started working on that. So we will have a really gorgeous event studios where our clients can come and see us after all of this. But it's just a matter of, it's a waiting game now, really, to when we can start up again. And for everyone in the industry, it's a scary time, especially when October hits and they stop furlough and everything. A lot of companies are going to be struggling, but I really hope that there's a lot of lobbying going on now, especially in the wedding industry. And we're hoping that the government will recognise the wedding industry, because they've really not so far, and hoping that something will happen and we'll be able to support the industry moving forward. But we're just doing everything that we can do to come out of this stronger. We will survive. We'll be fine. But it's just getting through this next period now, to make sure that we're stronger than ever, so we can deliver all of those amazing events that we've got next year.
Yeah, well, no, it's exactly, very, very, very well said. It's we just pray that there's not going to be a huge second spike. We as I say, there's a lot of loving going on in the industry. Try and help each other where we can, and help and support is all we can do, and help and support our clients the best way we can. Because, like you said, I agree with Debbie that things will come back, but unfortunately, we do have to be patient. And That's it really. I mean, you've sort of covered the next question. What you've mentioned about obviously the future. I mean, what do you think the long-term future of the industry is, though, Debbie?
I think it definitely it will come back. I think people will see some start maybe behaving slightly differently with events or how they look at events. I think we'll start seeing a lot more virtual corporate events where they don't necessarily need that face-to-face contact. And I think face-to-face contact is amazing, and I think that will always be there. But I think we'll still start seeing a lot more virtual events as well as the live events. And I think just probably I'd say like cleanliness and hygiene at events is going to be more prominent than ever before. Since obviously COVID hit, there's lots of rules and regulations now already that are starting to happen with events. And I think that's going to be at the forefront of everyone's minds when they're planning events in the future as we go on. I'd like to think that events will come back completely to normal. It's just a matter of time. And now it's difficult, obviously, because how can you socially distance, have a dance floor full of people? It's difficult. And the one thing that you want to do at weddings is like you want to hug your family and you want to hug your friends, and that's a huge part of it. But yeah, I definitely think that the future of the wedding and events industry, it will come back. I think just people will be more aware of the social distancing a little bit where possible, whether it's how people maybe not pack venues as tight as possible. People may do less buffets and more served meals to the tables, or less, sharing foods on the tables. So there might be like smaller changes in the interim that come into play more of the the communal, like sharing food. So that was an aspect I think that might change.
Yeah, I mean, no, absolutely. It's funny. I see it the same sort of way as you. Really, I think the industry is going to change. There'll be a lot of change within the venues. A lot more rules, guidelines, etc. Things that will come into operation because of what's happened. I think it's been a massive shock for us all, and obviously we're still there, but we just hope that the venues will improvise. Obviously, in a favourable way, which I'm sure they will. And all we need to do is, like Debbie said, is just keep our heads up and stay positive as much as we can, and hopefully we'll return to things very, very soon. So just coming to the last question now, Debbie, if I can ask you, what else would you actually like to add to this interview, and how would you like to close on it?
Couple of things. Obviously, just if there is any businesses out there who are looking for extra any support or really want to become part of a community, you're very welcome to come and join me in the Event Design and Rentals Business Hub on Facebook. There's a lot of free support there for businesses to help them grow and scale, and also to get through this difficult time. And I also wanted to say to any brides and grooms who are watching, who may have had to reschedule their weddings, that I we just acknowledge that it's been a really, really tough time for you, but we're really dedicated to making sure that you have that day of your dreams, and it will come. It's just a matter of time, and when it does come, it's going to be really special, and especially as you've waited so long for that day, it's going to be amazing. And it will there. And I think everyone in the industry is really there to support you and make sure that, even more so for those people who've had to reschedule, that your days are going to be absolutely amazing. So I would say is just keep in touch with your suppliers. Like, don't be scared about reaching out to suppliers, because everyone wants to support you now and is there to support you as much as possible. And finally, like we are, I'd say to people who are looking at getting married in 2021 and 2022, don't stop planning now. Like next year, like it's gone crazy and dates are really booking up for the next 2 years. And we've already found that couples have started to book their weddings earlier than usual because the dates are being booked up. So I'd say if you are planning of getting married 2021, 2022, get in touch with your suppliers now, just to make sure that you get everything that you want for your dream day. And we've been doing a lot of virtual consultations with clients, and it's been working really, really nicely. And it also kind of gives you that pick me up, that little bit of like hope or excitement when maybe you can't see what when your wedding's coming. It will start getting you excited for your day. So yeah, definitely.
Yeah. No, thank you, Debbie. You know, you've added a lot to the value of the, you know, to the value of our listeners. So which hopefully everyone will take on board, and you've closed in a very, very good and a professional manner. So thank you for that. I want to say, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all very, very, very much for tuning in this evening. Thank you for taking your time out, and a very, very big thank you to Debbie Marks from Qube Events and Productions. You know, for giving a great insight into your business and obviously the future of the industry. So Debbie, thank you very much for your time.
Oh, pleasure. Thank you so much for having me. It's been great catching up with you.
Thank you very much, everybody, and good night to you all. Thank you. Right.